Okay guys, I am here at my big Joann's. I've talked about 2 Joann's around me, and I am hoping I can get some footage inside and take a look at what the situation is. I actually have not been inside for a couple of months, so we'll see. Okay, here we are inside of the Joann's. Sorry about the camera work here. I was trying to hold it up in front of me while also not getting other customers. So we're walking through kind of the fabric area to start. Got distracted. Some more fabric here, just bolts on carts. And here's where I found they had a lot of Christmas clearance. This was just one area. There's a larger area on the other side of the store. More fabric. You know I saw those dragons. I did not get any dragons during this purchase, don't worry. We're entering the sewing machine area. All of this looked very normal to me, although there were some boxes in this area. I'm not sure if you could see, there were workers in the background there. And this is where things start to get a little weird because they had moved yarn around. So this was never yarn here. So here it was super cute mugs and yarn bowls. But this was never crochet hooks or anything like that. That was always along the back wall. They had tons of Woobles kits. They always had a little bit of yarn in racks along this aisle. But this is a lot more than they had in the past. And this was never yarn before. This was really like they had the styrofoam heads and things. So this was mostly, I believe, Lion brand yarn in this area. Oh, there was some red heart. That gray was extra soft for some reason. I love the itty bitty stripes. This was where all of the yarn tools used to be. And this looked a little more bare to me than usual. So the yarn wall, and this area is where they always normally had yarn. So this yarn wall is usual. And then these center sections, although the boxes there are not usual. So here they had some rave and some other things. This, oh, I'm going to go around to the back side. They had a lot of the menagerie, and I believe some of the jelly bean was there. That's Gray Fox, that is one of the menagerie colors I did not get. And here's a center aisle that sometimes they would have like one or two. This is just some random halo they had sitting there. I feel like a customer put it there. This is a lot more yarn in this center area than they would have ever had. And in the past, this would have been like clearance. So there I'm looking to see if there's any clearance tags or anything. And I did not see any. But having all of those big carons here is very unusual for the store. Now this would have normally been where the cotton yarn was, so I'm looking there, wondering where it's gone. More Red Heart. This was the normal Lion Brand area. And this used to be a mismatch of the Joann's, Big Twist yarns, and Red Heart. And like Simply Soft. And along the back wall here was always like the mandala and some weirder Lion Brand yarns. Like the mandala string and things like that. So here we go. This is where they've moved the cotton. And then here we've got some of the Lion Brand and some of the Bernat yarns as well. You'll see me getting distracted. That was a color that had not caught my eye before, but I thought it was awfully pretty. There's the mandala pile. And there are some more Woobles kits right there. They also used to have clearance along this back wall too. But kind of there where the Loop It yarn were, and right there where all of the diamond painting was, used to be clearance. Okay, so thoughts here. Not much has changed. Like, they moved some things around. There was a lot of people working, a lot more workers than I've heard reported at other stores. There were some boxes and things like that, but no, this seemed business as usual, and they've got a sign out front saying they're hiring, which is very odd. I don't believe I would believe that, but yeah, I don't know what to say here. I'm wondering if I'm going to have time today to maybe hop on over to the smaller one. I had a one of those rewards things, you know, $5 off a $5 thing, and I was able to get 2 Big Twist Living for 62 cents. So, huzzah. Yeah, I will update if I go anywhere else. Okay, I will talk to you later. Bye-bye. Okay, so here we are at the smaller Joann's, and let's see what they got. We got some Christmas stuff outside. Okay, I had to cut the audio here, and here we are entering the store again. You're gonna see fabric there off to the side. And then there's more fabric. And this is where I realized they still have Halloween clearance there. So I'm going to apologize. In this one, there might be a little bit more of me swinging around because I had Chomps with me, and periodically he will have asked me questions, or I have to go check on what he's doing so he doesn't get into too much trouble. he was curious about the candles. Some more fabric. Cutting table, more fabric. I got distracted by a sequin fabric. And here, chomps like that, and then I touched it and I realized that is a poly blend with stretch. So that's very odd. I didn't normally find that at Joann's. So it's either cotton spandex or rayon spandex or something. But this is a thought. I wonder what's going to happen to all of those patterns Joann's has. Okay, so now we're going to start seeing the chaos here. There's the sewing machines. There is a lot more debris around here. And this area here was never yarn in the past. So this was their clearance area. But you'll see this is like pin cushions and whatnot now. So, and this was never there. That was just a jumble. So here's their knitting needles. Chomps was very excited looking at pin cushions and things. So there we're talking about that. He loves the big plushy yarn. So you're going to see multiple times him trying to convince me on that. So here we've got the big thick chenille blanket yarns that are not my favorite. A lot of empty bins. And here they had a ton of the twisty yarn. Oh, I must look at those later. Oh, he's trying to get me to buy that yarn for him. So here's that twisties. They had the Christmas stuff. And then they had some of the menagerie and some more twisties there. This was all very jumbled. That was menagerie, I think. Now I'm going to decide to walk over this way to see what was behind it. And that's more of like the twisties and then just some other random things kind of jammed together. Here's where I found some Supernova and some Rave. And I was so stoked to find that Supernova because it's gorgeous. Those 3 cakes of Supernova did come with me. We're going to be jostled a little bit as I try to figure out how to carry it. Blanket yarn. And then they had a lot of like baskets here. You can kind of see the yarn sneaking out of them. That was a lot of destroyed skeins of yarn. I was very surprised. So here's like their big twist. A lot of empty shelves here. There was very little signage for what was on sale and what wasn't on sale. That wire rack had a lot of destroyed, ripped labels and missing labels. Chomps again likes the big plushy yarn. There's no nice yarn wall in this one. It's all in the racks here. So you can see this is the Red Heart and Kieran section. I believe he was liking that color. And they had some of the hand-dyed hanks, but this is not, that wasn't the wool, that was like the cotton. And like, just look at all of those destroyed hanks. Yikes. So here they had a lot of, I think we'll go back and look at that. But they had a lot of the Christmas cakes that are out of stock online. They were in stock there. So here we're at the Cottons. And some Pound of Loves. It was a lot of just jumbled things. So Chomps was very interested in the crochet thread. And then he really liked the loop it yarn, which surprised me because when I had some loop it yarn, the kiddos did not want to use it. And then no more yarn. I gotta go back because now he's looking at the loop it. This is where I kind of, I'm going to try to not get those ladies into the camera. So, sorry about this. Ooh, this is nausea-inducing. Okay, there's some Woobles stuff. He wanted that book. I already have that book. He wanted to know if I had that one. I did not. There's Taylor Swift crochet. I did not buy the Taylor Swift crochet. I'm sorry, honey. We can go back and look at it, okay? Okay, so this used to be where all of the yarn is, and now it's like storage and baskets and things. So it's very, very strange and confusing. But there were little end caps here with yarn. So there's some more Rave. And some of the Menagerie, I think. And look, there's tons of the Christmas yarn. So you can see the Christmas cakes and some of the thicker, bulkier Christmas yarn. And a whole shelf of the Scene Queen Rave. And there we go. Okay, so some final thoughts on the second Joann's. It was in much greater disarray than the first store. You can see, to me, it felt a bit more like what other people were describing their Joann's as being. There were very few employees out on the floor. It was looking kind of not the greatest, I'm going to be honest. Out of that store, I will say I bought those 3 swooping over you saw, and then I grabbed 3. I'm sorry, my chair is rocking. It's a rocking chair. 3 of the Scene Queen Rave there because I had ordered some online and it's been languishing. So I'm pretty sure they're going to cancel that part of the order. So I just grabbed 3 to finish out what I would have bought there. Yeah, I would say the smaller Joann's definitely looks like it's on the outs. I'm not sure what's going on at the bigger Joann's because it does look so nice on the inside and so business as usual. But I don't believe this is a situation where they would keep some of the stores open and get rid of some of the stores. According to the filings, they're looking for total liquidation. So the hiring sign on the first Joann's is very confusing because if they're only going to be open through rumored date is March 15th, I don't see why they'd be bringing on any new hires. How do they have the funds to pay for any new hires? That's very confusing and weird to me. But there you have it. A little trip through the Joann's near me. Let me know what your Joann's are looking like. I'm very curious. I will say I did some panic buying online and I got myself into some trouble. Brian and I talked about it and we set a budget. And he agreed that given the situation, it would be wise to have a budget and just go and get the yarns that might be disappearing. So I focused on the Joann house brands, the KNC. I didn't get a lot of KNC. I didn't think the sale prices on KNC was that great. But it's mostly a lot of the big twists that was on big discount. So look for that coming soon. And I have another thoughts video I want to make about the Joann situation. Okay, but my best advice right now, so I filmed all that on Friday, January 31st. Today in this chair, it's February 2nd. I had to update the Joann's app today. I was checking order shipment to see if those rave had shipped yet. And they have totally taken away that smile dashboard thing. So I do think that rewards the missions. All of that is done. Best advice, if you have any Joann's gift cards or anything outstanding, I'd go spend it. You don't know where they would transfer those to or if they would transfer them. So look to go spend those if you have them in your possession. Okay. Love to you all. I will see you later. Bye. Oh, hi. Are you coming, Lucy? Do you want to have a cameo? Do you want to have a cameo? Maybe? There she is. There you are. There's my sweetie. Yep. There you go. The one-eyed cat. Okay, I'll talk to you later.